Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. Today we are back with the championship predictions, and this is the last final table I'm going to predict for the end of the season. It's the last time I'm going to do a video like this because the games are running out. There is an international break now, and then the championship resumes for its last stretch. 8 or 9 games left for most teams. Give me your thoughts down below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Get your predictions down below, and let's get into this. So then guys, you can see to the side of me is a 24 place table, and I've used a football calculator for this. I would recommend using championship table calculator because some teams have got easier fixtures than others, and it's really hard to work out who's going to make this and who's not going to make this top 6 or survival. Really hard to do, but let's get stuck into it at the bottom. So then, after predicting the final run-in, I have got Peterborough, Derby County and Barnsley all to go down, and you can see Reading just about surviving there. The thing that surprised me is how close this really could get. There's still some big games to come. Barnsley play Reading right after the international break, and if Barnsley win that, goodness me, it could all swing open again. I think Peterborough have still got to play Barnsley as well. It is chaos. Derby have a tough run in. Let's start at the bottom with Peterborough, who did pick up an outstanding win at QPR last time out. I've got them to get 2 wins from now until the end of the season. They've got 8 games, and I'm going for 2 wins. Ultimately, they probably need to win 4. And you can see they're relegated by 6 points in the end. I think 39 could be enough to keep any team up. Joining them, I have Derby County, who also will finish on 33 points. I've been backing Derby County all the way through the season, and now we're at a point where I don't know if I can anymore. Ultimately, they can still do it, and what an achievement it would be. But they're tough running, and the fact that everyone else has got a game on them really does make me think Derby really might slip now. 33 points. I think if they could just get 2 extra wins than what I've gone for. I've gone for 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 defeats. Derby could just go down by the finest of margins. Let me know what you think. Barnsley then, all missing out by 1 point. Like I say, this might not even come true, but this is my prediction. I filled out the table. I think Barnsley will give it a good run, but they could just fall short. That slow start to the season might be what killed them off. Reading to survive. Honestly, the amount of times this season that everyone's gone back and forth on Reading, I think they're just going to do it, and only just. I've given them 1 win, 3 draws and 4 defeats in their final 8 games. 6 points deduction, obviously add that on, and 21 points for Derby. They would both probably stay up otherwise, but Reading just to stay up as things stand. Moving up the table, we have Hull City, Bristol City and Birmingham City. I think we know these teams are safe at the time of recording this. If they were to go on a horrendous run, they could get sucked into it, but ultimately, you can see the bar there, 39 to survive. It's not going to be a problem for these teams. Hull City, Bristol City and Birmingham City. Hull, great achievement, first season, staying up. Bristol City, a weird season. Some decent results in there, but not over the season for me. Bristol City have really fallen away. As a club that they are, I think they should be doing so much better, and questions will be raised of the manager come the end of the season unless they end really strong. And Birmingham, a weird one. They started the season all right, but ultimately 18th place finished. You let me know your thoughts. As we move closer to mid-table, I've got Stoke City, Cardiff, Swansea and Preston. Stoke City are a weird one for me. I think the manager really could be running out of time. O'Neill did pick up a big win. I think that could have just bought him a little bit longer, especially with this international break. They could have replaced him. They still might, but that win over Millwall's given Stoke a little bit of a boost, hasn't it? I've gone for them to get 2 more wins and slumped to a pretty low finish, realistically. Cardiff and Swansea, the 2 Welsh teams finishing side by side. Cardiff are ending quite strong, to be honest. I think they'll get 3 more wins in their final run-in. They could get more. They're looking fairly strong. Quite decent at home as well. Swansea City, weird team. I think this is a transitional season for them. I do fancy them to do pretty well next season if they get the football right, stick with the system. And Preston, mid-table, 61 points. They could finish a little bit higher. I've gone for them to have an okay end to the season because so far it's been an okay season. As we move into the top half, you can see we've got Blackpool, West Bromwich Albion, Coventry City, and I've gone for Blackburn Rovers to have a fall off. Starting with Blackpool, 65 points. What an achievement for a newly promoted team this would be. I don't see them losing many games. They've still got tough games to come, but Blackpool are solid team. I think they're one of the only teams not to have lost to Fulham this season over 2 games. West Bromwich Albion, 65 points, ending okay. Steve Bruce does seem to be improving things slowly, but I don't think they're going to be in a playoff race at the end of this season. And Coventry City, my team there, You can see there 66 points. The reason I'm not giving Coventry more wins than 3 is because Coventry have actually got a really tough run in. We've got to go away to Forest, away to Fulham. We've got to host Huddersfield and Bournemouth. I think if we can get 66 points, it's 11 more than last season. Massive achievement for Coventry City, but one of frustration because of the amount of chances we've wasted over the course of the season and how well we started it. And then Blackburn Rovers finishing down here is a little bit surprising. They have got a fairly okay run in, but they're a bit hit and miss. That defeat at Reading just before the international break shows that they're not very clinical and then sometimes are made to pay for it. So Blackburn, I don't really fancy them for the top 6, but they could make it. You let me know your thoughts. Now next up, this is where it's so hard to predict. Like I say guys, instead of having a go at me for not putting your teams in the top 6, just have a go at this yourself or get your predictions down below. Millwall, you'll see how close Millwall have come in this playoff race. To get into the 70s, you've got a very good chance of making the playoffs. I wonder if this charge has just come a bit too late for Millwall, but I do think with their favourable run-in, Millwall will be in contention. I've got QPR who are so hit and miss. I've gone for them to win 4 and lose 4 of their last 9. I don't know with QPR, they're just so hit and miss. That Peterborough defeat is really damaging. They've got big games where they play other teams in this race. If they win them, then they would make up for it, but I don't know. I've backed QPR to make the top 6 all season and now I'm starting to think they might not make it. And they're just missing out are Huddersfield Town, a team that I think have done brilliant this season. And I was umming and ahhing, can they make it? You'll see how close they came in just a second. So then here is my top 6. You can see there, Borough have got in on goal difference. I really think this will be the case in terms of some teams will miss out on goal difference or 1 point. It's so desperately tight in this race. There's so many teams trying to cram in that ultimately one will miss out just or one will get in just. I think Middlesbrough might just make it. They've got a couple games on the likes of Huddersfield and they do actually play them, which could be a very decisive game. Middlesbrough are a very interesting team. They've played some good stuff, very good at home. Away form's a bit hit and miss, but if they could just get a couple away wins with a few home wins, I think Middlesbrough make it. If they can get 4 wins and 2 draws, 73 points, I think 74 should be enough. 73 could be enough this season. It's very close. Sheffield United, 74 points. You can see Sheffield United have stormed into the top 6. Although they have only made it by 1 point, but that is how close this is. Just to make it is a great achievement. I think Sheffield United fans know there's been a lot of injuries this season. There's a lot going on. So just to make a top 6 finish, considering the start of the season, what a season by Sheffield United. Luton Town, I'm so sure about Luton making the top 6. I think they're maybe the team I'm the most sure about. I've got them in 4th place. 8 games. I do think they'll at least win half of them and get up to about 77 points. I'm really interested to see if Luton can get promoted. What a club, what a journey. Nottingham Forest, just above them on goal difference. They have got the most games other than Fulham as well to play out, and Forest very good at home, quite good on the road, just good in general, aren't they? I think they will finish in the playoffs and maybe the top end of the playoffs. I have this feeling about Forest or Luton as well, that one of those two could win the playoffs. It could be them two in the playoff final. I guess we'll wait and see. 2nd place is Bournemouth. I think we know after the weekend just before the international break where a lot of teams in the top 6 didn't quite win. Bournemouth got a win against Huddersfield. What a convincing result that was. Bournemouth have done it as far as I'm concerned. I think they'll surge over the line to 87 points. And then Fulham, top of the pile, 94 points, 5 wins in their last 9 games. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Let me know your thoughts down below. What an interesting season this has been. And with not even that long to go, there's still so much to play for. I think we know it's between 4 teams for survival and the playoff race goes down to about mid-table. So does 73 points sound like it could be enough for the playoffs? 74, 75, you tell me guys. It's so tight. Like and subscribe guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.